The faces say it all. The faces really do. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Post Up, the best Miami Heat post-game show on the 5 Reasons Sports Network. No Royal Shepherd tonight. He's out doing big boy Royal things, so he's not with us tonight. But we do have the Skyforce, my man Brian. We got Brian. He's going to be speaking all night tonight, and we have my guy Ariel. Brian, I'll start with you. Your thoughts on today's game?
It was one of those. Oh God, why? I'm not even wearing that.
Back to it already.
I'm not even wearing that shirt.
As long as we don't have to talk about this nasty ass game.
Yeah. So it's one of those games where I think the Heat forgot that they play in the year 2021. The offense was pretty shit, and honestly, outside of like two players, that felt like nobody really did anything all game. I want to point. Actually, no, Ariel, I heard you talking about it before, so I won't. I'll leave the bench points alone. But
you can go ahead, brother. I really
okay.
Tonight...
I'm just gonna say the Heat bench scored 24 points. The Phoenix bench scored 65 points.
Oof.
So there's your game right there. Absolute garbage.
Do you have the names on the Phoenix bench, by the way? Can you read those names for me?
Yeah, I could read those names. I guarantee most people aren't going to recognize half of them. But, okay, let's see. Cameron Johnson, who apparently had 15 points. Dario Saric had 13. Torrey Craig had 14. Javon Carter had 9. Cameron Payne with 14. Just, and that was it. But just an ugly game overall, man. Mikal Bridges didn't score. I think Chris Paul had 6 points? 5 points actually. Devin Booker had 12 points. It didn't matter. They still blew us out the water. So
it's crazy.
Yeah,
crazy.
Not
like those names that you just read in the year 2021 just absolutely obliterated Goran Dragic, Tyler Herro, Andre Iguodala, and whatever the fuck Precious Achiuwa was doing. But Ariel, I'll send it over to you before I start raging here. Your thoughts on today's game?
Man, those bench names that my guy Brian listed off, that's like a random scrub Heat killer sweatshop or something like that. That shouldn't happen. But man, I thought the Heat started the game really well. We're gonna throw in a little sprinkle a little bit of positivity on the post game. They were flying around on defense. A lot of what we saw against Portland, getting a lot of steals, doing what you and I, Gad, talked about on the shoot around this morning, which was trying to speed the pace of the game up, pressuring the Suns, getting out in fast break because we thought that they'd be, have some tired legs at least with their primary initiator, Chris Paul. And he didn't have a great game, but it didn't matter because, like Brian said, their bench absolutely annihilated Goran Dragic, Tyler Herro, and whoever else was on the court. But it stood out more with those two. I felt like the two of them, Goran and Tyler, had particularly bad defensive games in addition to not being good offensively. Tyler had a bunch of stupid turnovers. Goran I appreciate him trying to shoot his way out of this funk, but I don't know if it's a funk anymore because it kind of feels like it's been a season-long thing. Bam didn't give the Heat anything. Shout out to D for the $2 dono. Bam played scared as hell. Absolutely, he did. Yeah, man, need more from Bam against the drop coverage. DeAndre Ayton sitting in the paint all night. Bam's not looking at the basket. That's a problem.
Yes. Okay, so Christian Cardus, thank you for the $4.99 dono. Gad Cartagena, don't you ever sully the good name of Game of Thrones dragons by comparing them to Goran. Again, this dragon looked like the one from Shrek. I'm actually glad you brought this up because if you are a hardcore Game of Thrones fan like myself, although I didn't like the ending of the show, you do know that there was, I believe, 3 dragons at the time, and then one of the dragons actually was killed, and that was Rhaegal. And I am Rhaegal Dragic tonight because that motherfucker is dead right now. He is gone right now.
Minus 25.
We've been trending towards a game where Goran kind of bottoms out. Tonight is that night, in my opinion, because it's listen, all due respect to Cam Payne and Javon Carter, like they're NBA players in their own right. They've been a good bench the entire year. Like this isn't too much of a surprise. It's a surprise that they killed us. But I mean, Goran was a minus 24, and he almost played exclusively against Cam Payne tonight. Like they didn't even have to have Chris Paul on him. Mm-hmm. That tells you everything you need to know. It was really, 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 really disappointing. There was other players that also looked terrible. So Carlos Morris, thank you for the donation. Dragic looks horrible. Yes, tonight I think he scored like 14 points, and it meant absolutely nothing to me. The rotations were compromised because of him. It was not good. I was upset. I was on. Oh, Simba!
Hey,
what's up?
some
Okay.
joy to
Simba,
this post game.
you're on time. You're on time as on Simba time. Go ahead and read the first donut right here.
All right, thank you for the dono, Ralph the Ace. Our max player isn't even looking to score. Dragic has looked worn. Precious is a train wreck. Side note, it's okay to shoot twos when threes don't work.
Is it?
Definitely agree with that, but you wrote too much for only $4.99 dono, man. You gotta put
That's
bigger
two
donos.
donos.
Nah, he's getting his points in. He's getting his points in. But Simba, what are your thoughts on tonight's game?
All right, so thoughts on the game. I just came in a hurry, so I'm trying to gather my thoughts. I hate the refs. The refs fucking suck, but we didn't lose because of refs. Like, no lie. We didn't lose because of refs, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Nobody can beat anybody off the dribble. That's kind of looked bad. And I think that I would say for me, that's like where it kind of looked bad. We start off super hot, and then we kind of just like relax, especially on offense. Even on defense, it just got really relaxed. And I guess this is one of those games that Nunn didn't look that great, and it kind of showed.
No, I don't think it's fair to say Nunn didn't do anything. Honestly, I thought he was one of our better players on the floor when he was on the floor, but
Right.
the fouls were an issue. But I actually thought Nunn, honestly, was our third best player. Like Ariza played good early on, then he started ISOing and ISOing and ISOing and ISOing and ISOing, and I was like, bro, like, come on, like I get you do these workouts in Miami, but you don't have to show us all of that in one night in Phoenix. Like we lost by 20 to the Phoenix Suns. Chris Paul and Devin Booker combined for 17 points. Combined.
Yeah. Well, it was the bench. If you look at the Heat's bench, let me look at the box score real quick. I mean, I think might have been Brian or you, Gad, who had mentioned Goran and Tyler's plus minus, but like, so Goran was a minus 25, Tyler was a minus 21, Iggy was a minus 22, Precious was a minus 14, and Bielitsa in 5 minutes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he played 8 minutes, and Bielitsa in 5 minutes was a minus 8. The bench got absolutely annihilated when Iguodala was on the floor. Whoever was guarding him was absolutely ignoring him, and the Heat were playing 4-on-5 on offense. It coincided with just about the same time that all of the random scrub Heat killers on that bench got going from three, and it just kind of turned the tide of the game. I don't know what else there is to it. The bench was not up to par tonight, and Bam wasn't aggressive enough. I thought Jimmy played a good game. We haven't touched on Jimmy coming back into that game, which credit to him. He's an absolute savage, but I can't get behind putting him back in a game, down 15, 17, whatever it was at that point when you're playing tomorrow night in Denver, right after he got hurt. He's the most important player on this team. That's inexcusable.
It was bad, and I was like, listen, if Jimmy wants to play, by all means, I mean, he's earned the right to pretty much get whatever minutes he wants on the Miami Heat. But if you're Spo and you're watching this, like, how can you watch 10 to 15 straight minutes of Goran Dragic and say, oh, that's the answer for tonight? Like, at least try something else, right? Like, I understand there was a lot of guys not playing very well, but damn, it was bad. Ralph the Ace, thank you for the donation. Appreciate all your efforts on this pod. So here's an extra super chat since I got all my previous points across. Cheers. Well, thank you, Ralph.
You.
I mean, Simba, I guess you got the points across. Is that valid for you, Simba? Is that enough for you?
No, yeah, he did great.
Pretty
He did great. The next one's gonna cost also. All
right. So I mean, we've kind of been touching on the guards and whatever. I do want to touch on Spo. I'm not saying this entire game is on him. Like, a lot of it was on execution and whatever. But at the same time, I feel like we're running into the same problems with rotations. Herro, I'll start with you. Are you okay, or are you content with the way the rotations have been going for Spo pretty much the entire season?
For the entirety of the season, if I'm judging it as a whole, I think Spo's been generally fine. He has had some down moments, might have started the season out a little bit slowly by his standards, but I think he figured out what works a little bit better for this roster. Frankly, I don't think they're a great team, and so he's kind of just trying to make what's the saying? He's trying to make wine with shitty grapes. Like, I don't know what else there is to it there, but as far as the Goran thing, it's kind of tough when you don't have Vic, who's supposed to be a 30-minute a game initiator and probably the only other guy outside of Jimmy who's getting to the rim frequently with any sort of frequency, and you don't have him. Goran has been that guy historically during his tenure in Miami. Historically being the operative term here, because he isn't that guy anymore.
No, sir.
I think Spo leaving him out there, I guess the devil's advocate argument would be that he's just trying to get him to shoot his way back into rhythm. But I kind of don't feel like it's a funk at this point because it's been the entire season, right? Like Goran's played at a sub-Goran optimal level all year long. So your only other option really at that point is Gabe Vincent, I guess, at guard, which we're fine with. I know Gad loves that.
Yes, sir.
But I don't know how much, if we're being entirely honest with ourselves, how much we really want Gabe playing. Like, I'm fine with Gabe in limited spurts. I like the energy he brings. I like the toughness.
On a championship team, which is what we want to have, Gabe Vincent will be seeing 0 minutes.
Correct.
And right now, Carlos Morris, thank you for the donation.
Right on point.
I'll wait for it to come up on the screen. Rather see Gabe than Goran right now. And listen, I tweeted about it like 6 times throughout this game, which is completely unnecessary. Like, people don't care about Gabe Vincent. But it was tough. Brian, your thoughts on Spo tonight? Or this season?
Yeah, I mean, I tend to agree. I don't think that it's necessarily his fault. I just don't know what options he really has. I think part of the problem tonight as well was, the fact that if you have a speedy guard on your team, you can get by 90% of the Heat's players. Like, if it's not Jimmy or Bam and maybe Trevor Ariza or Iguodala, like, you're good, And I just, whether it's Goran, Tyler, D-Rob, whoever, you could sub in a Max Struss or Gabe Vincent or whoever at that spot, and they're not stoppers. I mean, maybe for a couple possessions they can play better than the guys who are already getting minutes, but there's just not really much there, And even when we talk about, like, when Bam goes off the court, who do you have? Precious, Bielitsa, KZ at the 5, maybe. I guess Deadman now. Again, it's just there's literally not much that he can do, and I think that part of this is the reason they got Victor Oladipo to kind of take up some of those minutes and be a real a guy who can give them consistent guard time. But at a certain point, you can only do so much with the roster. So I just don't really blame him for this season and what we've seen so far.
Yeah, there's only so much blame that can be put. Like, there's been certain situations, I think more so where I'm upset with Spo is at the end of games. And also, I guess kind of being too stubborn to understand that Goran's role needs to be reduced a little bit. That's really where my concern was tonight. I understand he didn't have too many options, but I feel like we're trending in that direction where it's like he needs to have a conversation with Goran about what his role is going to be if this team is going to go where we ultimately want them to go. Thank you, Overzell Arts, for the donation. I'll never comprehend the random scrub. I guess you mean to say Heat killers. Their bench basically averaged, or basically all scored above their averages. So I can explain this pretty much to the best of my ability. They wear number 7 and 14 off our bench, and those guys are going up against them every single night. And I'm serious when I say this. People see Goran and people see Herro, and they literally in their minds saw what Malik Monk did earlier in the year, and they say, I'm getting a career high tonight. Like, who's stopping me? These guys, hell no. Like, there's no chance. Like, all these quick guards, like you said, Brian, they all have, like, it's the green light. Like, they're playing 2K on rookie mode. It's actually crazy. Simba, I'll change the topic for you. Wait,
let me jump in real quick. Sorry, buddy. We missed Poetic Lifestyles 199 Dono a couple minutes ago. Just want to thank you for that. He says Precious is 2 poop emojis. I think that's 1 poop emoji too many for Precious. Go ahead.
You don't think he needs more?
I think he's worth 1 poop emoji right now.
Oh, he's not. Okay, he's not.
I think we're giving him a little bit too much credit.
Yeah, too many shits. Got you. Okay. So I will move it on to this subject because it's something that we also do need to bring up because it is a legitimate concern, at least for tonight. He's been playing great over the last probably like 10 to 15 games when he's been healthy. But tonight, Bam Adebayo simply did not do enough. Simba, what did you see from Bam tonight, if anything?
I think defensively he looked good. All right. He got a lot of deflects, so that's always good to see. I think defensively we're not really bothered by anything, even though like it kind of got away from us and defensively for a while. I mean, it's gonna happen. We take a lot of chances, like we honestly do. We're jumping the lanes a lot. But Bam offensively, I think there was that one, set that everybody I think in Twitter is all watching where we were going in the break. He had it. and he decided to dribble handoff to Duncan instead of, I don't know. I feel like Bam can honestly take over, right? Like I think we all know it. He has like that LeBron killer. Like he could be like a LeBron if he wanted to, in certain moments. He just doesn't do it, and it's kind of very frustrating. At some point, it's gonna be like, God damn, dude! Like pull it out of your ass. Like whatever is stopping you from doing this, man. So, I'm not sure what it is. Maybe he's tired, man. It could be he's tired because he's on
another game tomorrow night.
Yeah, thank God.
He's on a flight to Denver right now to play against Nikola Jokic tomorrow night. Like, it's not getting easier, bro. Like, it's really not. I promise you. But my question, and I will let you guys touch on this as well, is Bam really, when he sees like big-bodied centers, just tends to fade away. He does, and it
literally
maybe
anyone taller than him.
But he tends to fade away. Brian, what'd you say?
Said literally anyone taller than him. He's like, oh shit. Unless their name is Miles Turner, then
yeah.
He's like
3 shots in like the important stretch of the game up until the game was completely out of reach. Then he took like 3 more, I believe. But this can't happen, right?
No, absolutely. I think that part of it, I feel like, is Bam is just such a team guy as like D-Rob and Herro and all those guys. So when he's deferring to it, he legitimately believes like, hey, they're going to get better option if I get them an open 3 or whatever. That's a good shot, but something that most all-stars, all NBA caliber players have.
Who's dogs? Your Wi-Fi? It's not me. Right?
I was so unsure if it was just.
I keep thinking it's me.
Bro.
No.
Okay.
I feel like you got
right now.
You sound like you got abducted by aliens, bro.
Oh, okay. Yes. No, I was gonna say. I feel like something he's missing is that selfishness, that type of mentality where you're like, you know what? Fuck Tyler Herro. Fuck Duncan Robinson. I'm the best option at this point in time. Absolutely. I'm going to attack. Like, Bam can absolutely destroy DeAndre Ayton. That's not even a question. Like, especially when they're playing drop, like, Bam, just shoot the mid-range. You're good. We know he can hit that. So I really, really question if anybody at any point in time is, like, just taking him aside and been like, dude, you are the second best player at worst on this team. At times you can be the clear number 1. Just attack. He has that green light. I don't think Spo's going to get mad at Bam for deciding that he just wants to shoot for a whole quarter or 2. So I don't know. Like I said, a lot of it is so mental, and I just question like what's being done to kind of bring out that aggressive side.
Mm-hmm. I don't think he's involved in enough plays where he is looked at as the guy who's supposed to score. Thank you, Poetic Lifestyle, for the $3.99 dono. Not looking good if Jimmy made more threes than Goran. Listen, if I played tonight, I would have made more threes than Goran. I mean, he hasn't, it hasn't been there all season. The legs aren't there. He looks slow. Doesn't look like he trusts his body. Can't get past anybody. I think it's fair to legitimately be concerned at this point. What were we just talking about? Were we talking
read the dono? Read the dono from Cardi.
Yes. Christian Cardis, thank you for the $1.99 dono. He says, who's coach of the all-time Random Scrub Heat Killer 2K team? That is a good question. I'm going to go with, we need like a coach who's given Spo problems in the past. I don't have anybody right now because frankly, guys, Spo's the best coach in the NBA. He makes mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. He's human. But there's not another coach that I'd rather have over Coach Spo. But it doesn't mean that he's without, critique and that he's absolved of any critique, right? Like, I think you need to be involving Bam in more plays where he's looked at as the guy who's supposed to score on that play. And then maybe the dribble handoff, the pass, the whatever it is looked at as a secondary option. But more screens with Bam rolling to the rim where the ball handler hits Bam, or more screens where Bam has the ball. It's a dribble handoff, but Bam needs to decide to keep it on that damn dribble handoff. And then you face the basket. Duncan's pulling defenders with him on that action. And now Bam has a clear lane to the hoop. And going against DeAndre Ayton, man, that guy's dropping in every single pick and roll situation.
Like Whiteside.
Yeah, like he's in the paint all the time because he can't guard out on the perimeter. So if you're Bam, don't look for the dribble handoff as much. Instead of looking for it 90% of the time, look for it like 20% of the time. And the other 80% of the time, you have a mid-range jumper, which you've been solid, not an elite, but like good at this year. He can make that shot. And if it's wide open, he's going to make it even more. So just look to take it more.
Yeah, that was my biggest thing with Bam. And like we talked about it on the shoot around earlier today, like the mid-range is going to be there. Ayton doesn't care. He just sits the entire time. So it was frustrating to watch Bam just not look at the basket. And he has games like this. Manny, of course, coming in, eating a nice home-cooked meal, I would imagine.
Hey, listen, I just got home. Can I say quick things about Bam tonight, though? If there was any game where Bam's jumper, if there's any game that Bam would have actually done well tonight, I thought if he had his jumper was tonight. Because his opponent would not move from the paint until 3 seconds because of the violation, right? And then he'd move out.
Yeah.
What I saw was in the second quarter and beyond was I felt like Bam was trying to get others going instead of getting himself going. And we've seen it time and time again. When he does that and others are not stepping up and others are not making shots and all of a sudden his screen and rolls to dunk in and trying to get other people some space to make shots, they're not going in. The whole thing just crumbles down slowly. Right. And then it's all on Jimmy once again to become the superhero. Mm-hmm. And it's just one of those things that tonight I thought Bam had an excellent opportunity if he had that jumper, but it's quite clear that he didn't. And I have no idea what Tyler Herro ate last night or what he ate today. But
Tyler Tuesday, he got too much avocado in his Chipotle bowl.
I was going to say, God knows.
Listen, to what we've seen Tyler Herro become up to this season, the man has no excuse to look like Precious. Has no excuse to look like Precious. And by the way, Precious' first foul, absolutely amazing. He shoves the guy, he could kill out. He's like, oh.
Yeah, what'd I do? Yeah, Precious has been an experience this season. I can't believe he's gone from having the best hands in the NBA to this.
Yeah, but all in 1 year. His development's been crazy.
Yeah, the backwards development has been astounding.
Yeah. Okay, so Manny, I'm glad you brought up Herro because I wanted to get to that because, some people might have thought like, oh, he shot 5-11 from the field. It was a relatively efficient game, whatever. No, I thought he was completely trashed tonight. I thought defensively he was terrible. He was very tentative with the ball. He's not good when he's playing point guard or whatever, or trying to play point guard. I believe he finished with 10 points, 4 turnovers, and he was getting absolutely barbecued by Javon Carter and Campaign and Cameron Johnson. Whoever else they were throwing at him was giving him work.
Well, the Suns bench alone was like 5 guys where he played 5 different games where somebody just absolutely destroyed him. Except the Suns had it going from all around. Like here in the Heat broadcast, it was like, Jesus, it's like the Suns can come up with a different team off the bench and just completely out-hustle and out-shoot the Heat. And, man, that is hard to believe that it's the Phoenix Suns. Mm-hmm. Right? It's the Phoenix Suns. I mean, it's not, Charles Barkley on this fucking team. Like, are you kidding me?
They're good, though. Like, the numbers will tell you they are the second-best team in the NBA right now.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. I did want to say thank you to D for that donation. The switching every pick is killing us. Shaking my blank head.
I will defend the switching though, because like while we and myself and just about everybody on this show at some point has harped on the fact that they switch when they don't necessarily have to switch sometimes, and that's a problem because it creates mismatches down low. I'll defend it though by saying that the idea we'll get there. The idea behind switching everything, or maybe not everything, but having Bam switch out to the perimeter so frequently is you're putting a bigger and longer defender in front of the ball handler. And what that does is ideally it's supposed to keep the ball out of the paint. It's supposed to keep the ball out of the paint. And so, if that switch, when Bam switches out to the perimeter, if he's not able to keep the guard from hitting the big man who has a mismatch down low, then it's not working. But that's the thinking there.
By the way, Belly just missed another 3 while having his shooting motion like this. He looks around, nobody's open, and he shoots it again.
Bro, he's hungry. That's why he didn't get his halftime meal in.
He waits until, he's 35 feet out from the basket. He waits until somebody gets, like, his defender closes out and is right there with a hand in his face, and then he's like, all right, I'm going to take this shot now.
Yeah, so let's talk about the bench, not specifically just Goran and Tyler. Let's talk about everybody else, because honestly, I thought the starters outside of Bam offensively played pretty well tonight. Like they held their own against Sun starters, which is not an easy thing to do. Like that is a very good starting lineup. But the bench was atrocious. So Ariel, take your pick. Who do you want from the bench?
The bench. Oh man. We already did Tyler. We talked about Goran.
Oh, wait, there's a donation.
Oh, I missed
Vinny,
it.
can you put this up?
Yep, I got it now.
Oh, there we go.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rich.
The dono. Tyler and Goran can't get guaranteed 40 minutes in the playoffs if they're that bad defensively. They don't deserve legacy minutes, especially since come the playoffs, good teams will target them more. Absolutely, and that's a conversation that we're probably going to continue to have on this.
They don't deserve
show.
minutes.
But in reality, we don't know if Vic's coming back. Like, and if he isn't, you don't have another option. It's just what it is.
Don't.
So
that's the biggest problem.
It's a huge problem. Whoa, thank you, Onyx.
Damn, $20.
Thank you.
Herro is the type of player that needs the ball in his hands, not Dragic, but defense he needs to work on, and Bam needs to take those mid-range jumpers, be more physical with other centers. I see no lies. Except for maybe that first part where you say Herro is the type of player that needs the ball in his hands. They tried to do that early in the season, and it was a catastrophe, and he was turning the ball over constantly.
Yeah, his hand. I don't think his handle is there yet.
Yeah, I don't think he's ready for that.
He can maybe develop into someone that can handle the ball, but he's just not. He's not there yet handling the ball. I think tonight he was just a little tentative, right? Like there was shots where you're like, damn, Tyler normally pulls this three, and he just wasn't doing it. I don't really know what it was. HM, thank you for the donation. Goran is starting to look like a guy very close to retirement. Bam went back to his old passive self. He had about 5 attempts with 3 left in the third. Yeah, I mean, you pretty much encapsulated a lot of the problems that we had tonight. Like, Goran couldn't get by anybody, screen, no screen, it didn't matter. And Bam was passing. That's gonna be. We're gonna lose most games if we don't have a second option because Jimmy was trying and like he can't do everything.
And the thing that hurts, right? Maybe if Bam does becomes more aggressive. Maybe if Herro makes half of his shots. Maybe if Goran just does.
Herro hit 5 of 11.
Yeah,
and it felt terrible.
But when you needed that shot from him, when that Phoenix run was happening, it's like it's great when you're making shots, but when you're exchanging a basket for a basket, and then you kind of get like 1 or 2 stops consecutively on defense, but then on offense you're just shooting bricks. You're not cutting into the lead. You're just shooting up. You shoot it. Somebody
blocked Royal. He's spamming the
Brian,
chat. Royal, go ahead.
All right, here you go. Talk.
The floor is yours.
The floor is mine. Talking about Tyler Herro?
Whatever you want, brother.
Oh shit, is my thing out?
No, you're good. We can hear you.
Okay.
Though.
Yeah, no. I was gonna say about Tyler Herro specifically. I just wanted to comment. He is. I'm starting to get to the point where I feel like he's a 1/4 player. Like I'm telling you, pay attention. He will have one burst in either the third or the second, and then you get shit else from him. Like I don't know what it is, but you know, I feel like at this point though, we're talking about players who have been consistently streaky, right? So for me, it's less getting frustrated with the performance of a Tyler Herro or whoever you want to say, Kendrick Nunn, Duncan Robinson, because I don't think that any of these guys have historically. I mean, they just haven't been in the league that long, but none of them have been historically consistent. So again, I just don't know that we can expect much more than what we've been getting from them, unfortunately. And that just comes down to a personnel issue. It's going to get to be playoff time, and we're either going to get shit or we're going to get gold. So it is what it is at this point.
Do you realistically think we're going to get gold out of Tyler Herro right now?
Fuck no.
That's putting it politely.
No. That's like someone giving me 100 Bitcoin for free. That's just not going to happen.
That's the perfect way to put it, though. Like, he's consistently inconsistent. His defense is awful. His shot selection has, tonight, like, there were so many opportunities for him to take an open three, and he took it and turned the ball over. Like, he played very, very poorly tonight, and it's been a common theme for him. Royal said it best. Like, there's games where he plays really well, and the impact is 0. So he needs to figure out a way to become more of an impact player. I guess Kendrick Nunn kind of figured that out. Let's talk about Kendrick Nunn a little bit. Ariel, your thoughts on Kendrick Nunn tonight?
8 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 of 8. I thought he played all right. I thought he found himself in the wrong position kind of defensively a lot of the time, whether it be under DeAndre Ayton, who's going up to finish an alley-oop or going up for a rebound or just hacking, whatever it was. I didn't think he had his best defensive game. Offensively, he looked all right to me. I don't really have much. I mean, we didn't get a ton of him tonight because he was in foul trouble for the whole night. I thought he was pretty good last game when he was reinserted into the starting five. So there's that. I don't worry too much about Kendrick Nunn. If he can stay out of foul trouble, which generally isn't like a huge issue for him. He's not a great defender, but he's not like a terrible defender. He's just like maybe adequate, I suppose.
Yeah, he's much better on ball than he is off ball, at least from what I've seen. Like, I do not want him playing passing lanes, but like on ball, he can stick with most guys.
Yeah, he's all right. Like, I have nothing bad to say about him there. I just don't know what it is. Like, I don't feel like the team is kind of in a position where they need more from Kendrick, and I don't really know if he's going to be able to consistently give to them what they need. He's not a guy who's going to get to the rim with a ton of frequency. It's not like he can be a pretty high variance player as well. He can have a really good game and then a really bad game. We've seen him go through stretches where he was almost unplayable and seen him go through stretches where he was really good, literally this season. So I don't really know. I thought he was all right tonight. Nothing special, and I hope that he plays well going forward, but I don't have a ton on Kendrick tonight.
I was actually going to ask this question to you, Brian, but Jose Matos brought it up in the comments just now. He said, Nunn is our best guard right now. Smiling face, laughing face, laughing face.
Sad but true.
Do you have anything to dispute this statement? Because I don't. If you're not considering Duncan a guard.
Yeah,
I really, really don't like Kendrick Nunn, but yeah, he is, which is that's a horrible thought. I don't like that.
Very sad.
I mean, when you compare him to essentially everyone else, like who's his competition? A 35-year-old Goran Dragic,
and do not tell me
consistent Tyler Hero, Dr. Robinson again. If you consider him a guard,
don't tell me Gabe Vincent.
Man, he put up Royals.
There's literally no one on this. Yeah, that's.
I think that's pretty
disgusting.
spot on. That's about it right now.
Yeah.
That is
I
horrible.
Can't fight that statement. Wait, HM.
There you go.
Serious question. When do we expect KZ to be back? Seems like he's been gone forever.
He was back this game.
Did you watch
the last game? It's just that he's coming off of COVID.
He's wearing number 11 now.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
He played.
I think he should go back to number 0. That's what he wore in Stanford. So
I think Brian needs a new jersey, but other than that,
yeah, I'm gonna need a new jersey, but that's fine. I can get a million KZ jerseys and be happy. Yeah, man. As scientists will tell you.
I am still waiting for KZ Okpala to be the perfect 3-4 for the modern NBA and making sure that he has all the tools and the upside to become a great NBA player in this league. This was back in 2019. We're now in year 2021, sir, and this is why you are this. Because I am still waiting.
Manny, you conveniently missed out.
It's been 2 years and he's played less career minutes than Precious. You gotta give him time. Being patient isn't like, let's see him become an all-star in his second year when he hasn't played.
Chill.
They're gonna come after you now, Manny. The KZ people are coming after you.
Relax on my guy.
Oh, look, there's Brian at my door. That's it.
I came all the way from California. No, but like I said, give KZ time. He's coming off of COVID, which any person with a PhD will tell you is a pretty serious disease. So, we don't know what he's going to look like coming off of that. I still feel like he's probably best option back at 5, but we'll probably see him in spurts as Precious kind of flames out.
Yeah. Speaking of
he has flamed out, bro.
He has flamed out, but I think it's gonna take a few more games of him playing poorly for Spo to be like, we'll see what KZ has again.
By the way, if Depot played tonight, I don't think it would have made a difference. Dedmon plays tonight, I don't think it would have made a difference.
It was the bench. The bench got killed more than anything.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's where you lost the game.
But I do want to talk about that backup 5 spot because the answers have to be on the roster at this point. Because we signed Dedmon, Precious, Bielitsa, and Brian with the branching out KZ. It's going to be between one of those 4 guys. And I don't know who it's going to be. I have virtually no faith in any of the first 3, and we haven't seen Dedmon yet.
The answer is none of them. That's the real answer.
Exactly.
Well, then, Brian, if that's the answer, we are so screwed.
We are. That's the
Welcome
point.
to the party.
That's been this entire season. If you thought that this team was beating the fucking Nets,
No. The same way that Gad pointed this out, which I thought was great, that teams look at Herro and Goran when they're on the court. Oh, I can actually listen with my athleticism and my experience. I can go past these guys. They're gonna look at the backup fifth guy and be like, bro, I can get to the rim and get fouled and get to the free throw line. I don't need nothing else. Fuck this shit.
It's true though. Like really, we have.
It's so simple though, right, guys? It's whoever's on Bam, you lower Bam out. Who is there to box out anyone? Like in the first quarter, there must have been 8 to 10 points on second chances where the ball hit the rim, and the big guy from the Suns, I can't even say his name correctly. He just does this. Beep, beep. Dude doesn't even jump. It's like beep, beep.
if you ever play against kindergartners, you're dominant.
Yeah, I'm like, Bam. Don't go so far out and get faked out by the pick and roll at the top. Stay there. No, but Bam goes out and there's nobody else there to do anything for the rebound.
Look, the Heat play a style of defense that requires them to play with 100% effort every night. Otherwise, it's just not effective because when you switch your big man consistently out onto the perimeter, now you're at a size deficit down low. There are mismatches, and guards and wings have to crash the board every single time the shot goes up. We've seen it work in the playoffs, but this team doesn't look as good as last year's team heading into the playoffs. There's no debate about that.
Well, to be fair, Ariel, last year, not saying we didn't look good, but the last game that we played before the bubble, we got throttled.
Indiana?
No, Charlotte at home by 30.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Like Devontae Graham and Terry Rozier. But I 100% wholeheartedly agree with your point. Like that was a fantastic point, and like it is a playoff defense. So we'll have to see if that intensity shows up. But it's not. It's been there most of the time. But on the nights where it's not, I guess it tends to be a problem. Yeah. Richard Campbell, thank you for the donation. Precious minutes are more closely resembling an episode of Jackass. I shudder to think the new lows he'll sink to before Spo makes the call on Dedmon. Yeah, I feel like at this point, Dedmon almost has to play tomorrow, and he didn't play tonight because Spo doesn't want him running a back-to-back to start his Miami Heat career. But we need some semblance of production at the 5.
Look, worst case, if things go downhill, at least the Heat are going to have a better first round. Oh, wait. Shit.
Yeah. Stop it.
Damn it.
We don't care about draft picks here, Ariel.
Question. Have you guys touched on the reason why Jimmy went back in?
Because he's a tough fucking guy.
He's a psycho.
Dude, I don't give a crap. Like, I don't give an SHIT because I'm not really a cursor. What the F? Spo.
What the frick?
No, it's not a smart idea. But Jimmy, I don't know him personally, obviously, but from the outside looking in, he's absolutely the type of guy that'd be like, I don't care that my ankle is, if it was damn near broken, he would still probably play.
You're going at higher altitude in a back-to-back. Like, hello, live today.
He didn't care.
He doesn't give a shit. He's a maniac.
Yo, all I'm going to say is someone better get those Dion gummies for this plane ride because it is not going to be a fun one on the way to Denver for real, bro. It is like, stop it.
Somebody once told me when they went to cover the Heat in Denver, the airport is not even near the arena. It's like an hour or something away. Yeah.
I
want UD to turn everybody's music off for the entire hour bus ride to the hotel. In silence. They just hear UD breathing. That's what it better be, honestly. But no, I mean, we do have a game tomorrow night against the Denver Nuggets. And although, like, we lost tonight, the game ended poorly. The Suns are a really good team. So, like, I'm not gonna put too much stock into this loss. Like, these are the problems that we've been having game over game for the entire year. Like, this is pretty much just who we are at this point. We're a really good team when Bam and Jimmy play really well, and then if one of them doesn't play very well, or both of them don't play too well, then it's gonna be tough for us to stick with good teams. But we do play against Denver without Jamal Murray. Simba, I'll start with you.
Oh,
is the boy feeling good about a game against Denver?
The boy is feeling good. All right, like I'm gonna say
because I'm a stud.
Yeah, because I'm a fucking stud. All right. I do curse. I'm not like Manny. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I feel good about it. I don't know. This was a winnable game. Like, this is the problem. This was definitely winnable. I understand the Phoenix is a good team. I understand they're offensively good. They're good at home and all that stuff. Blah 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 blah. wasn't enough. We didn't do good. All right. So I expect us to turn it around. This is going to be a tough stretch. So we need these games. And like you guys are saying, Haslam is going to, choose somebody's ear out, probably Precious and a Herro in the airplane. So we're going to do good. I'm feeling good.
Interesting, because I'm just reminding you, we're on a back-to-back.
By the way, guys,
Denver Nuggets, who still have the MVP favorite suiting up for them.
But
there we go, ducking smoke, of course.
This is a typical Heat game that you would expect from a back-to-back. Now having a day off, right? So then I have no idea what's going to happen tomorrow.
I'm really nervous. You act like people don't win back-to-backs though. Like people win back-to-backs all the time.
Yeah, the Suns did tonight.
Tonight.
Jamal Murray. They lost Jamal Murray. That's not a good feeling for them.
Yeah,
right now.
and Jokic
still a damn good team though.
Yeah, no, they're still good. I'm not saying they're bad now. I'm just saying like that's a big part of their team. Like let's not act like that's not that was their
a huge part. Like
they had a 1-2 punch and they lost one.
The full strength Denver Nuggets beat us by 20 at home.
They were being nice.
The 75% Denver Nuggets. Manny, how do we do against the 75% Denver Nuggets? The boy feeling good?
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
Beautiful.
So is that all you got, Manny? That's your okay.
This is analysis.
I love the analysis. Brian, the boy feeling good about the game against Denver?
The boy feeling good. You know what? The Heat have this tendency to win games that they have no business winning. So, yeah, I mean, again, this is dependent on whether or not Jimmy's healthy because we have no idea how the ankle is going to respond. If he's out, yeah, it's a loss. Easy loss. But if he's playing, I'm feeling pretty good about it.
The most Miami Heat thing ever would be for Jimmy Butler to miss this game and we win against Denver. Like we've come close to
very possible
where Jimmy doesn't play and like we have no business being in the game. Like against Milwaukee, against Philly, against who did we just recently do it against? Ari, you probably know.
It's a lot of pressure, bro.
Portland. It was Portland.
They were in that Nets game.
Yeah,
the
we
second Nets game too, I think. Up until that fourth quarter.
That's when Bam had like his most Bam looking
had
night.
41.
Yeah, I mean,
Bam chose violence on that night.
We all thought he was going to be 25 a game the rest of the year.
Oh my gosh,
he's getting there though. I will not.
Tonight.
Yeah, I would be remiss if we just slandered Bam all night and didn't bring up the fact that in reality, if you look at the grand scheme of things, he's improved tremendously over last year. Shot attempts are up. The aggressiveness is up. He's taking shots he wasn't taking last year. Progression is not linear. It doesn't just go in one. It's, there's peaks and valleys to how a player progresses, and Bam is absolutely getting to the player that we want him to be. It's just he's not quite there yet, and we're getting a little impatient, but he's getting there, and I have no reason to doubt that he won't get there.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you brought that up because, Bam is still an unbelievable player in this league. Just tonight was not a great night. Totally fine. He'll probably bounce back from it tomorrow. It's just something that he needs to put in his tool bag eventually is his approach on playing against bigger bodied players because these guys that are 7 feet, 270 pounds, they tend to give him a little bit more problems. But he's working through it and he'll get there eventually. Just tonight was not a great night. We'll react to it, whatever, move on. Tomorrow's another day. With all that being said, Ariel, the boy feeling good?
The boy is not feeling good. I think that traveling to Denver, that's usually a loss for the Heat. That's a tough game. That's a game that they almost never win. Jimmy's ankle, I'm not a doctor, so I don't really want to speculate, but, flights, elevation, all that crap, swelling. I don't know what's going to happen with it. I think if he's smart, he won't play. But I also think that he's a little bit insane, so he might play anyways. I'm not feeling good about it, though. I know they lost Jamal Murray, but they've got a bunch of guys who can absolutely kill the Heat's guards. So I don't feel great about that matchup. I think the Nuggets get a win, but a little bit of perspective here. If the Heat lose that game and then they go into Minnesota and get a very winnable game, you come out of this trip 2-2. I think that's perfectly fine. Nothing to complain about there.
What is this swollen in the cold weather?
Chilblains. It's like a that's not at all it, bro. I don't know why you're putting up chilblains.
Of course you know what chilblains is, you fucking Canadian.
Chilblains are exactly, because I'm Canadian. Chilblains are like when you're
I was just trying to find research if you're if you have a body part that's swollen and if it's in cold weather.
So,
I mean,
yeah,
obviously, Ariel lives in Canada, so Ariel can tell us.
Hey, but when it's swollen, they say put ice on it. So
it's true. But chilblains are like when your extremities get all red and itchy from cold weather and whatever. But that ain't it.
Damn, I went way off.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why I have no.
We all
points.
learned something new.
Okay, so typically Royal, who would be hosting this postgame show, would say the Heat finna blow that shit out. Something along the lines of that. We're gonna win by 20, like 115 to 90 or whatever. The boy's not feeling good against the Denver Nuggets. Nikola Jokic is on another level right now. He is probably the current favorite for the he is the current favorite for the MVP. Aaron Gordon adds another dimension to that offense. He's a great cutter. He can also be a secondary playmaker. He's a really good defender, someone that matches up well with Jimmy Butler. If we win this game, I'll be very impressed. I hope we do. I don't see that in the cards for us right now based upon the matchup, honestly. This is still a really, really good team, and they still have guards that, like Facu is going to probably go for like 15 points tomorrow, and it's going to be tough. No guts, yeah, whatever. Listen, I'm rooting for the team. I just personally do not see it, but if they win, I will gladly sit up here tomorrow night and be completely wrong. So I'm totally happy about that. Like,
hey, half of us have guts. Simba and Brian have guts. Gad and I don't.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's not guts based on
Ariel
anything
We
outside
thought
of
that he was
like,
going to win tonight.
feeling good.
Yeah.
He legitimately sounds sad. Like
I like to say the boy's feeling good, but like the boy's feeling bad. Like I really am. This is tough. But I mean, if we win, it'll be a big win for us, even without Jamal Murray. Like it is going to be a big win. I don't want to understate that. This is still going to be a good basketball team. So we'll see what happens. Anyways, time to pay the bills. Simba, which one do you want to pay? No, you get Miami Grill. You don't get a choice. You showed up late.
in my defense.
Nope.
All right. Well,
If you're craving it,
At Miami Grill, we've been delivering big favorites from big places for over 30 years.
no, who did that? All right. Miami Grill. We bring Miami to the table. If you're craving it, we're making it. Make sure you check out those wings. Royal likes them naked. Apparently, Gad likes it breaded, made from his grandma. But she also works at Miami Grill whenever he's going to go buy some food there. All right. Because that's the only food he eats, food from his grandma. So make sure you go over there. They got Euros. They got Philly cheesesteaks that are fire. Meatball subs. All right. If you're craving it, they're making it. It's always a win whenever you go to Miami Grill. Check out their website, mymiamigrill.com. All right. Do it.
that was interesting. Brian, go ahead and do Vertagear. Let's see how this one goes.
Vertagear. You want me to do Vertagear? I don't have a Vertagear chair, but I would love a Vertagear chair. Listen, that chair looks so goddamn comfortable. I want one. The more that you guys buy these chairs, the more that we could give these out to our contributing members like Gad, like Ariel, because they are sitting on.
No, like you, Brian. Like you.
Well, I mean, like me too, but
But Brian looks like
give
he
you
has
guys
a pretty
talk. Yeah,
comfy
they're
chair,
sitting in
though.
like stools, right? Yeah, they're sitting in some uncomfortable shit. And you know what? That affects their back. You know, you don't want these guys to have back problems as they're growing up and, you know, becoming older, but still contributing members of society. You guys don't want to have back problems either. You want to sit in a nice chair, and not just a nice chair, a beautiful chair. So why not get that Vertagear? I believe we have a code for the Vertagear chairs.
There's a link in the description.
Yes.
In the description
All
of
right.
the YouTube video.
Listen, all 200 people on it are watching currently right now. Go right now on the description. It's #5RSN, the end of the link. Okay, you'll get some money off on your chair tonight. Make sure you let them know that you heard us here on 5 Reasons Sports. Yeah, that's about it. Sorry.
There you go.
Every chair helps Gad and Ariel and Brian get a chair.
That it does. Scholarly articles.
Sorry, we don't do
say
shipping
that
in
bad
Canada.
chairs will fuck up your back. So don't fuck your back. Sit comfortably and in style. Get a Vertagear chair with the code. Link in the description. Yeah.
That was a great one. Honestly, Brian, I'm very impressed. I thought you did a fantastic job. With that being said, Ariel,
Sir.
Tropical Bay IPA, Biscayne Bay Brewing.
Biscayne
Dive
Bay
in.
Brewing. Let me tell you, when the Heat go into Phoenix and Jimmy Butler gets hurt and things don't go their way and they get blown out by a bunch of random scrub Heat killers, you want to reach into your fridge and grab an ice cold Tropical Bay IPA, a Marlins Lager, whatever it is, from Biscayne Bay Brewing. They're a locally owned independent brewery in the heart of Miami. You can get it anywhere, wherever you get your alcohol. Ask for it. If you don't see it, they'll probably have it. You've got the Tropical Bay IPA. Marlin's Lager, the Pastime Pilsner. There's a couple of new ones. If Manny can get us down there, I don't remember the names. Yes, the Miami Pale Ale and La Colada Porter. I don't know what that is, but it's got really good branding. It looks awesome, and I'm sure it tastes great. So yeah, check them out.
All right. So, I mean, I guess the bills are paid. With all that being said, let's do some promotions here. Let's do some shameless plugs. Brian, I believe you said you were writing one of your stories on Twitter today.
You know what? I am. If you guys go to my Reddit, BrianY97, or go to the No Sleep or r/No Sleep on Reddit, you will find the fourth part to my series, I Investigate Disturbing Cases, or you can just Google that name, I Investigate Disturbing Cases. If you like detectives, if you like monsters, if you like mysteries, if you like some deep backstory behind some of these characters and the monsters that they see, you should absolutely read or listen to the stories. There's a few narrators if you go find it on YouTube. Oh my God, what the hell was that?
You froze. No one knows what you're talking about.
It's horror stories. That's what it is. So yeah,
right.
go check it out. Support your boy, because I work hard at these stories. So
Support
if you
Brian.
like them, then
Do you wear your
go
Blue's
read
Clues
'em.
outfit when you
Support Brian for being infinitely smarter than probably any other one of us on the stream, and being able to write a completely cogent and interesting story. I think that is probably like one of the tougher things to do, honestly. So props to you, Brian, for doing that. Obviously, wearing that shirt, you got to be a very smart looking individual.
Hold on. I'm just curious, Brian. What is the most horrific murder you've ever read about?
Jesus
Most horrific. I don't know if we could talk about this on the stream. There's some really bad stuff.
Right.
Yeah, I don't.
No.
But tell us the one you're writing about now.
Well, it's not a murder. I mean, oh, actually, no. This one actually is a murder, but it's like a monster-ish thing. I'm not gonna say what exactly, like what type it is, but I don't know. Ed Gein is pretty bad. Jeffrey Dahmer, obviously.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a fuck ton of people. Who's the guy? Samuel Little. He killed like 100 people.
All right.
I think. Yeah.
Well, with all that being said, Brian, thank you very much for the shameless plug. Ariel, go ahead and tell everybody about the shoot around and walkouts and knockouts.
A double dip. All right. Well, the shoot around is what Gad and I do because we have nothing better to do. No, I'm kidding. It's a 140-second or less video that we'll put on the Twitter timeline every game day morning. There was one this morning, and there will be one tomorrow morning. You check my timeline or Gad's timeline in the 10 a.m., 11 a.m. It'll be up. We'll talk about whatever is relevant to the Heat, storylines, last night's game, last game, tonight's game, keys to the game, anything it is. We'll talk about it if it's about the Heat. So Gad's Twitter timeline, my Twitter timeline, game day mornings. There'll be another one up tomorrow morning. And then Walkouts and Knockouts is a UFC pre or post fight show that Jonathan Ramlikon at 3-Piece Combo and myself like to put up. You'll get that on YouTube Saturdays, usually around 4 p.m. if it's a pregame show. This Saturday, we've got Robert Whitaker, a.k.a. Bobby Knuckles, fighting Kelvin Gastelum in a huge middleweight fight. Jeremy Stevens, Ricard Close, Andre Arlovsky, the legend, fighting Chase Sherman. That should be a great event. So 4 p.m. Saturday, 5 Reasons YouTube, Walkouts and Knockouts.
Listen,
It's going to be a great weekend. You guys definitely want to check that out.
yes, if it's UFC, you want to Ariel smart. You want to listen to Ariel speak.
Absolutely.
loves
Listening to talk about
UFC.
UFC.
Gad
Listening to you talk about UFC just makes me kind of want to get into it, but I don't know if I'll get to that point because a lot of that shit's on pay-per-view.
We are going to have Gad on Walkouts and Knockouts very soon, and he's going to do a full card breakdown.
Listen, I played UFC 2 on the PS4, and I was horrible at it. So
as a hard
obviously,
game. Those games suck, by the way. They're really hard to get good at.
I'm glad. All right, so Simba, I don't know if you're promoting anything, but how's your day been? How you doing?
My day's been pretty good, man. Stressed out a little bit, but pretty good now.
got you
How about
worried?
you guys? What's up?
What's got you stressed? Why are you stressing?
Nothing, man. I'm just tired. We got a lot of work to do, buddy. Got to make that money.
So work,
You know how you
man.
can make money? Buy Dogecoin.
Hey,
11 cents today.
Damn, it went all the way down to 11 cents.
Hell yeah, it did.
Oh wait, it went up
telling
to
you.
11 cents. Oh shit!
Yeah, it went up to 11 cents. Y'all should have got in early. 3 cents, 4
already
cents. You'd be
have.
making bank.
I already have some.
Y'all better get more.
I
I'm
didn't
telling
even know I
people in the
made money
comments
today.
too. Get some Dogecoin.
All right, man. Now I feel better.
Yeah, now that Simba's feeling good, so I'm glad to hear that. I mean, that's pretty much it. Listen, it was an upsetting game. We lost by 20. We got slapped by a team off a back-to-back. But we're on a back-to-back tomorrow. We play against Denver, and there's a chance to make all of this right. Like, if they beat Denver and then they win against Timberwolves, it's a 3-1 road trip, and that's a dub.
Don't forget, guys, Clutch Corner on Thursday.
Really? Clutch Corner on Thursday this week? It's actually very surprising.
Yes.
I feel like their schedule is so ominous.
Don't worry.
Like a pop-up shop.
Something is coming soon.
Oh boy.
I don't know what that means, but hey, whatever. Anyways, thank you guys.
A schedule's coming soon.
It's 1:15 in the morning. Like, the Heat got killed, and you're still watching this. You guys are really true fans, and we really appreciate you guys in the comments. You guys are funny as hell. It's honest. Like, I may not read all the comments out loud, but like Jay Rizal is king or Royale is king. You always have some really funny comments. I love these comments. You guys are really, really funny. Thank you guys for commenting pretty much all the time, keeping us entertained. With all that being said, Manny, shout out you for giving us some good, honest analysis today. Simba for showing up. Brian for being Brian. Ariel for being Ariel.
Thank you.
And everybody in the comments. Manny, you want to play that video?
You sure?
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah, go. Come on, man.
I got
get us out of here.
All right.